All right. Hello. Hi, everyone. Happy first of the month. If you're new here, my name is Roxana and I go to UAG. I'm a second year medical student, and I try to do these YouTube channel lives every first of the month so that I can answer any of your questions. So feel free to just write down your questions on the side and I'll be able to see them and we can discuss. But I have prepared like a little bit of like life updates and advice about Block 5. So feel free to ask anything related to that after. Okay, so let's get started. Well, first of all, I wanted to say that I am completely caught up with all of my emails. So if you have emailed me in the past, I realized that it kind of took me a while to answer, but I am completely caught up now. So please reply back if I sent you anything, or check your emails basically for my reply. Okay. So first life update is that we are going to be officially going to Mexico in January. So this whole time I have been online, which means that from my first year all the way to my second year, first semester, I have been an online student and I have remained in California. But right now, there has been like an update with the COVID regulations at UAG, and they are asking all of us to go in person no matter what, no online option. So I will be going to Mexico, Guadalajara, in probably like in early January. I will finally have a white coat ceremony. It's going to be on the January 13th. And I believe that I will begin school January 17th. And based off of pattern from previous years, they usually end on April 30th. So I'm assuming that it will happen the same with me. So I'll probably stay there until the end of April, early May. And after that, I'm done with my second year. And I intend to take my step one in June. Specifically, I kind of went through the website a little bit to see the dates, and I believe that I will take it June 24th. I haven't signed up yet. I actually wanted to like record as I sign up and like go through the process. I know that I've been a little MIA with my um, videos on YouTube. It's just that my adjusting to second year plus my move plus like me being vice president for ACP, I kind of took a little bit more of my time. So haven't been able to do that. But now, with my second semester, I don't think I will run for president for ACP. That will free up my time to do more YouTube, which is kind of what I want to do more of. And more importantly, or like also prepare for STEP. So the way that I'm going to try to prepare for STEP is getting through all of the UWorld questions by the end of April. So before my quote dedicated time for studying. So I purchased beginning of second year, I believe. I purchased something called Cram Fighter. Cram Fighter, it's about $115 or so, and it is a website where you can put in everything that you want to do, and it kind of splits up the work for you. So what I did is I told the website, I was like, please, I want to watch all of Pathoma videos because those are all of the diseases that are high yield for step one. So I highly recommend you to go through those videos for step one, and then Boards and Beyond because I like love Boards and Beyond and I feel like I really learned through it. And all of Sketching Microbiology videos. So I've heard great things about it. Everybody says that it helps them. I've watched a couple for my second year studies, but I want to see if it's like really helpful for me for my like as I go along through questions. So we'll see if I drop it or not. But so far, I'm going to go for it and do and complete 3,597 questions by the end of my second year. So I calculated that, and I'm going to do 20 questions a day until I get to it. I will probably study all of my or most of my December break. I know that step is pass fail, but I don't have like the greatest track record with like standardized testing, and I'm a little worried about it. So I'm gonna try to do my best to not stress out about it. I know that step is a very difficult thing to study for, so I don't want to overwhelm myself emotionally and mentally, you know? So I'm gonna try to do that. And yes, I believe that's all of my updates. Now I want to move forward with block five. I know a couple of you, or well, the ones that are starting, probably started today or so. They're block five. Block five is mostly anatomy, it's the muscle skeletal system. So, what I recommend you to do is to buy the Anatomy Atlas application. It's about $25 or so. And what it is, it's like a 3D model of the human body, and it's really helpful in terms of like orienting yourself to see the different like muscle layers, and even the muscle, even the bones, just like naming them, because a lot of block 5 is learning the muscles and like what they do. But for me, um, what I did during my block 5 is that I really focused on um, like it helped me to understand where it was positioned in the body. And I feel like the way that I did it, I was first of all too cheap. I'll admit it. I thought that I could do it without, because I was like, what am I gonna do with a model and I'm just gonna play with it? Like that's useless. Well, I didn't think it was useless, but I was like, it's not gonna be super helpful for me. I thought that I could go around it. And so what I did is I did use Amboss. Amboss has a lot of great pictures. So if you go and you look for different structures, like they have these pictures where they kind of simplify the muscles, and they like group them together, color code them, and I thought it was amazing. And so it was helpful, but it was just a lot of pictures that I had to see. And then KenHub is very great. I didn't purchase KenHub like the subscription. All I did is I accessed any free photos from Google Images, and there are free articles that might have been available. And I highly recommend the app because I know that it would have saved me a lot of time. And I feel like time is what you need um, to value when you're trying to learn all these different, uh, simple, but like it's just too many different muscles that it's just, it could be overwhelming. So, in order for you to succeed in block 5, I personally recommend you to focus on learning the orientation terminology first. So, like dorsal, what is ventral, and also the movements of like the joints, like hinge. Those will be helpful as you go along, and also learn, for example, the difference between flexion and extension and stuff like that, because it's very important for you to know like what the muscle is, but also what it does, how it moves. um, so I would recommend you to learn those, like those terminology first, and then I would focus on the bones, like what are the names of the bones. And after that, then you can focus on like the muscles, because after a while you'll see a pattern. They're kind of all a little related with the names depending on the bones, and then the movements, they kind of, depending on where it is, they kind of group together a little similar. So if you understand how they move and such, then it'll help you just remember things better. For the exam, I do recommend you to focus on like the tables that will be provided on your slides. That'll probably say like the name of the muscle and like what, where they are and what they do. The nerves for me, I think, were not super like something that they focused on, but I do remember that once or twice we were tested on it, so I don't know. But for sure, also the images that come of the bones, but with pink and blue like blobs, I guess, on the bone that say like, oh, this is the insertion of X muscle. Like learn what is insertion. What does the blue and what does the pink mean? Because that will help you. It's like to fully understand everything that's going on. And then after that, it's just review, 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 right? So don't feel too. overwhelmed as I did. That's why I want you to not spend time on trying to understand like where it is, where the body is, and like what's under. Like that application makes it easy for you to control the movement of, let's say, like if it was the hand, like it will help you like move the orientation. That way you can kind of fully see it, and then you can press on the different muscle and you can see like, oh, okay, that's where this muscle is, etc. So yeah, that's something I have for you for block 5. I wish you the best. And oh, okay. Something that I wanted to say was about block 7. So block 7 was by far the hardest one for me. Um, I got my very first 8, uh, which is fine. I'm totally happy with it because I was prepared to accept a 7 as a pass. As y'all know from my previous like lives, like I really struggled with just keeping up with the material, and I even deducted like my sleep and such. Don't do that. Just keep up with your sleeps, and just keep studying like I mentioned in my last one. But anyways, I wanted to let y'all know that something that worked for me was doing these summary sheets. So my friend and I, we kind of like came up with this idea of doing summary sheets for every class, because after a while, there's a couple of professors that have like, let's say, 90 slides in one, just in one presentation. And y'all know that I like to review the material. And so for my third pass, I would read all of the slides. And then for my fourth pass, if I were to want to read all of the slides, it's just impossible because it'll drain my energy, and it just takes longer to scroll through. I know that it's like nothing, but it does take longer. And so my friend and I decided to do summary sheets, which is essentially kind of outline the entire presentation in like a Word document, or in an outline form or in a table form, but basically everything that was on the slides. And then that is something that we would use for our fourth pass, which is just reading it one more time. And I feel like it was very efficient once I got to my fourth pass, and more realistic for me to read everything again. And it did help for the final, which was cumulative. So I would recommend you to grab a group of friends once you get into the second year and try it out. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't, but I think there's a total of like 12 people or so in my group. And so we just randomly like divide it, and it usually works out. Yeah, it's not effective. You've tried. Hi, Elizabeth. You've tried summary sheets? Oh, no, you've tried to read everything, correct? Yeah, I just can't because it tires me out. Like, um, trying to understand the way that the professor writes the outline, it just takes a while for me to click everything together, plus the images that might be there, plus any little notes that I would have. Like, it's just unrealistic. So yeah, I recommend to do summary sheets specifically for second year, just because it gets like too many presentations for one exam, and then once you get to the final, it's cumulative and it's just way too much. Um, yeah. The last thing that I wanted to say was something random. Was from one email that I received about how much in total the school would be. I think I calculated it to be about 200K once you finish the 4 years, and even and that's including the tuition that might have like that it increased recently. So just letting you know how much it is, and that's it for my part. I prepared this so that y'all can be updated. I will create more videos now on STEP. I have one that I need to edit still about how I got my ECFMG ID. And oh, now that I'm talking about STEP, I recently found this website called IMG Prep, and I recommend y'all to go through it. They have a lot of articles I haven't gone through, but they seem very important and very relevant to IMG residency matching. And so I think that it will be helpful just to read through as like if you have free time or so. So I do recommend that. And then I recently updated all of my Anki cards. I'm gonna go back into it because I do see that it is helpful when I'm going through the U World questions. So wish me luck. I'm gonna try to do it now. Basically four step, um, and hopefully that'll be enough. So do y'all have any questions for the people that are here? If not, um, that's all I have. I guess I talked a little fast. That's all I have for today, for from my end. I wish I could see if someone's typing or something, but I can't. I could just see only when it's submitted. But yeah, so those are my updates. Um, I guess for those that are in Mexico, we'll see each other soon. I need to buy stuff. I need to find I need to get a visa. And then I'm thinking about going to live in I'm going to try to use the website called Casa de Asistencia, which is a website provided by UAG. And they basically do like you rent out a room in somebody's home that they like pre-approved of, and it's supposed to be cheaper. I have a friend right now who is living in one of those, and it's about $500 uh, a month, and that's including just like a room for herself and food. I believe breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Monday through Friday, and that's for $500. I know that y'all can probably like live in a very luxurious place in Mexico, and some of my friends are going to do that, and it looks really cool, honestly. But yeah, probably not going to do that, especially because it's I don't want to take out more loan money, and I do think that this place would probably be safe, and I'm going to be there honestly for like 4 months. So yeah. Hi, Michelle. Happy November. Do y'all have any questions? Because I kind of gave my spiel or like my updates in the beginning. Um, so I'm kind of like done. I usually have like every Monday, we have in second year, starting second year, we have every Monday for an hour and 40 minutes, but it's like for 2 hours. We have a clinical case, and there's basically 2 to 3 professors presenting a clinical case, and we all kind of try to diagnose the patient together. And in that clinical case, we are given a homework assignment due every Sunday, and we basically have to write what the case was, like the answer, the diagnosis, and what it is, and then with 3 differential diagnosis, which means 3 alternative diseases that could have been, and you have to basically define what it is, and you say why it was not, or like why you considered it as an option, and then why you discarded it as a final diagnosis. We do that weekly now, and right now, I started block 8. And in block 8, it's kind of different because we have a kind of 2 blocks in one. So I'm taking ethics right now with epidemiology. And that is like a course or a block all to itself. It runs at the same time as I'm taking my psychiatry block. So for ethics and epidemiology, I get its own. I want to say almost weekly assignments. It's pretty small, like a paragraph, and I'm gonna have their own exam, and I am going to um, have an oral presentation apparently. And Block 8 also has um, a final project, but I believe that one's more towards psychiatry. And for psychiatry, I'm gonna have that's a separate exam. So in total, I guess I'm gonna have 4 exams during Block 8. Um, but yeah, that's like I guess like the update for Block 8. I'm gonna be done December 3rd, um, and then I'll start school again in January 17th. So with I feel like time is just flying by. But yeah, that's just kind of what it's looking like for me right now. I do know that soon, because the semester is ending, there will be like people or ACP will have like their elections again. So if you're interested in doing that, then then I recommend you to apply. Write a paragraph about yourself or why you're interested and apply. Michelle says, "What has been my favorite block?" Mm. I think my favorite block was block 3. Um, I feel like I really understood the material and I had time to like enjoy everything that I was learning. Um, block 8 was like, I felt like it was a lot. Block 4 was a lot of information, and I felt like I wasn't truly sure what I should be studying, but I was just like, all right, just study. Block 5 was hard for me. Um, I mean, again, it was like busy work, but it was just a lot of information. And I didn't, again, like I was cheap about the app. So I kind of worked hard. Like, don't work hard, work smart. Block 6. Block 6 was heavy on microbiology. And I didn't really understand it, I guess. Like, I was like at zero. I just like didn't, I had to learn from the very beginning. And it's just a lot of little details. Um, so I didn't think it was like fun. So I think block 3 was good because it was I think cardio, GI, pulmonary, and renal. I guess a little, yeah. And it was like more math. I don't know. It was just cool. It was more like something that I enjoyed. How about you, Michelle, so far? Oy, sorry about that. Second block because you love cardio. Oh, that's good. There's a cardiology. I'm not sure if you know, but there's a cardiology interest group that I think is growing, and they have like their I don't know their own events. So you can consider that. No, I'm not in Guadalajara now, but I will be in January. Um, yeah, I've been online this whole time. The cardiology initiative. Oh, you're part of it. Cool. That's great. I'm glad. Um, yeah, I don't know much about it. And just that it sounds cool, and I'm glad that there's one of them for my last semester. Yeah, for my last semester, I'm gonna be there, um, and I'm gonna finally have like my white coat ceremony. Um, my family's probably gonna be there for a couple days, and then I'll be there. It's gonna be interesting because I wonder if second year they're gonna do the same. Because right now, the way that the in-person thing works for the people, it's for the people in my class, is that they go or they would go to class and they kind of just sit with their laptops, I guess, with their teams, and then they work on the assignment that I'm working on online. So I think that's why it worked out for us during my second semester because it was just the same. But I don't know if they're gonna change it. You're gonna be my tour guide. Ooh, okay, thank you. We are going to have your white coat ceremony as well. Yay! I'm glad that they're having it like happen. Is yours gonna be January 13th as well? Imagine we're all on the same one. That'd be cool. I'm pretty sure that they will. Yeah, everyone has to be in person. Yeah, everyone will be in person. Yeah, exactly. I emailed because I wasn't sure. I was like, "Are you?" I was like, "Are you going to be offering an online version or no?" And they're like, "No, we will be in the same one." Ooh, that's cool. That's a lot of people because my class is about, I don't know, 100 or so, 100 something probably. I don't know because we don't have like these big groups anymore. So I guess I don't truly know how many. All I have is like my small groups for my classes. They're smaller now. That's great. I wonder how it's gonna be because my friend said that for them they didn't have their parents like white coat them. It was like you go, like they call a group of people up to the stage and then you just walk, and then they give you your name, like they say your name and then they white coat you. So maybe they'll do that, but because of COVID maybe it's different. I'm not sure. Your class was 250 plus. Yeah, mine I think was about 200 something when I started, but unfortunately like we just kind of separated and we're all like in different places. Uh, Due to COVID, it's not an issue anymore. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna be, but it's gonna be interesting. Regardless, my fam's like super excited, and yeah, it's exciting to go. It's just a little stressful because of like or like the logistics. You know, I have to get my visa again finally. Um, yeah. Have I started to apply for clinical rotations? No, because well, right now the current fourth semester students they recently finished like on the 29th or something of October. And so they were the people that were applying for clinical rotations because they start in January. So I think that my time will come like closer to um, my actual rotation time. And my friend who is in third year right now, she said that she started her rotations in July, like July 5th. So I think it's going to be the same for me. That's why I'm going to try to just study from May like 3rd all the way up to maybe like June 22nd ish, and then take my exam probably step June 24th is what I'm going to try to aim for, and then start and give myself like 9 days of freedom, and then start my rotation. So hopefully it goes like that. How about step one? Will I be taking it before? Yeah, actually, okay. So yes, I really 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 do want to take it before, and I advise you to take it before because there was this one um like free not conference but just like a meeting, a virtual meeting that I think it was UCLA medical students who, no, not medical students, they were interns for internal medicine, and they were saying how for UCLA they highly value your like letters of recommendation and your clinical rotation, um I guess like your grades, but they give you comments. I'm not sure if y'all know of this, but what I kind of know is that when you go to clinical rotations, you're not really giving a a grade. You kind of are given like a check mark of like if of things that you did and accomplished. And then at the end, like they give you like a comment section. So if that comment section is like great, then it really demonstrates what the kind of physician that you'll be, or like the kind of resident that you'll be. So I think it's like it's better for all of us to do really well in clinical rotations because then it shows that we're like good to go, But if we are studying for step one during our third year, then it might be a little bit more difficult to shine, I guess, because I'm assuming that I'm not really going to know much during my third year because it's just like a whole other game, like it's a whole other like world. And I think I'm going to try to go into clinical rotations like prepare, hopefully like it'll be like if I'm in cardiology, like rotation, like if I'm learning about the patient that has to do with something, then I'll like brush up on that, right? Brush up on whatever I should know and try to like shine that way. But if I'm trying to study for step, or if I'm constantly like, hey, can I leave early so I can study for step, then they'll probably not give me great comments. So I don't know. I'm trying to take that advice that I'm kind of picked up over just like here and there from people. And so, yeah, I'm going to try to take step before third, and then do great third, and then during my fourth year apply. Yeah, and I'm going to try to do like a gastroenterology elective here in LA. But we'll see. I'll like show you the process about that too. But just from what I know is that it's possible for you to go into a different location as long as it's that hospital has a connection with a medical school already. I think it makes it easier. Will I be doing any away rotations? Yeah, so for away rotations, you do need your step, and usually you do it for your fourth year. I would love to do an away rotation in like SoCal places. But the thing is that I looked through the visiting student application service, the VSAS or something. Um, and a lot of them right now, because of the pandemic, they were saying that they weren't accepting international students. So if they do like lift that, then yeah, I do think that it's worth it for us, worth it for me to do that. Um, but it depends on the place, So it depends on the place that I'm interested in. See if they're going to accept internal international students, and then go for it. But if not, then they're not. Then it's not going to happen. But right now, I'm thinking about going to apply for the clinical rotations in California. Um, I'm not too familiar with the whole Kaiser thing. I don't know if y'all are, but for sure, there's one in Sierra View. Not really sure where that is, but it's like 2 hours or so from where I am right now. Um, but it's like a place where you can do your rotations. Um, yeah. And they recently opened a internal medicine residency in that place too. So that's nice because if I get like good reviews from them, maybe I can do my residency there if I'm not like accepted anywhere else, or maybe it's my only one. I don't know. You need to apply directly with them. There's no guarantee spots with us, but it's worth a shot. But directly with them, you mean with Kaiser? Yeah, it is worth a shot if it's like available, I guess. Yeah, with Kaiser. Yeah, Kaiser's a whole other thing. I was talking about, for example, like the UCLA, and I think like USC. That's like around me. Places that you can apply for away rotations right now. If you look their applications for away rotations, it was closed for anyone that was international just due to COVID, and we would fall under that. So that's what I mean, like if it's open. But yeah, the Kaiser one, I need to like, I guess, be more familiar with that, because I do know that it's available, but I think only the Kaiser up in Oakland is available, or like up in Northern California. But I'm not sure if the Kaiser locations in Southern California would be available. Yeah, Kaiser has a medical school in Pasadena, and I can probably apply. Yeah, yeah, I just wouldn't know how. I know that Kaiser themselves they have like their own application process. Um, so maybe through that, right? I just wouldn't know from the top of my head if if it's the same thing. I don't know. So I guess that's the perks of going to Mexico, right? Going to ask the people in charge directly to help with this, just to be more informed. Because I feel like a lot of what we need to do is usually just inform ourselves and ask questions and be our own advocates for these things. Um, but I guess because I haven't really been thinking about it yet, that I don't know. Yeah. Go on to medical school website and look for rotations. Yeah. Uh, to UAG website. Yeah. Right? Is that what you're talking about? UC Davis has a like an away rotation available. Is that what you're saying? So there's this website. I wonder if I can. Let me share it. Let's see if I can share it with y'all. This website's the one I'm looking at. It's called Kaiser Permanente, like Southern California. Oh wait, that's residency and fellowship. Oh, and oh yeah, it is, and they do it through the visiting students website that is under UCLA, and then UCLA's regulations are saying due to limited course of availability, or international student elective program is now only open to pre-selected students for schools. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look for it. But you apply directly with them. Well, if you find that, if you find a link or something, can you send that to me? Because I don't know about the UC Davis information that you're talking about, and I'm open to it. I'm honestly, yeah, I'm not trying to just only look for LA places, but I feel like it's the most ideal for me because that's like where my family is and like where I live. But thank you, Elizabeth. But yeah, anywhere SoCal would be great, but if not, anywhere California would be great. And then yeah, and then if not, then I think I'm going to consider the Arizona locations just because they are very like, well, like people speak very well of them. Um, like their experience, their learning experience, and then not only that, but they have um, a lot, not a lot, but like a couple of UAG students who matched into their program. Oops, because they have their residencies. Um, so that's what's important to try to go to locations that have a residency program of their own, because that will open the possibility of you matching even within that place. So that's like the priority. That's why it's so important to go to these away rotations, because if you do a rotation there, then maybe you can match, because you kind of like build your network with the people there, and they get to see that you're like a great applicant. But yeah, yeah, I'll speak more about it once like whatever I learn. I basically just let y'all know. So probably I'll update y'all if anything. Um, but yeah, I guess that's all I have for y'all today. Unless y'all have any questions or topics, concerns, you sent me the link. Awesome. Yeah, visiting medical students. Okay. Aw, thanks, Michelle. Well, I hope y'all have like a good rest of your November, and like working smart and doing well. Um, a fourth priority. I'll text you. I'll text you about that because I don't know what you mean by we're a fourth priority. But yeah, I hope you all do well. Best of luck with your studies, and I know that y'all are probably like doing great and keeping up with your mental health, but just in case, a reminder to not compare yourselves to others and to always try to progress on your own uh, like ways and to stay safe out there. All right, y'all. Then take care, and I'll see you soon. Hopefully sooner than my next December 1st. I'm like literally trying to finish my video. I have a interview with a UAG alum that I'm like on minute like 25 out of 50 literally. So I'll finish editing that sooner than later, and then I'll update that to y'all. All right. Bye y'all. Thank you. Take care. Ah, thank you. Thank you, Ellie.